students. Today we start with the revision of JEE. તમારે સપ્ટેમ્બરના ફર્સ્ટ વીકમાં JEE એક્ઝામ છે. But how to revise for JEE? Here, first you have to revise my JEE ક્લાસવર્ક. મેં આખા વર્ષમાં તમને ક્લાસવર્ક બનાવડાવી હતી JEE ની. એ આખી ક્લાસવર્ક રિવાઇઝ કરી દેવાની. Second, you have to start with previous years પેપર્સ. 3 પેપર્સ તમારી પાસે આવી ગયા છે. જાન્યુઆરી 2019 એન્ડ જાન્યુઆરી 2020 એનો પેપર સેટ તમારી પાસે કદાચ અવેલેબલ પણ છે for all the 3 subjects. Here there is very short period and therefore you have to revise only these papers for maths, physics, chemistry for all the three. And here what you have to do, you have for the every example you are not able to attempt every example. Here you have to be a choosy in exam also. એક્ઝામ જ્યારે પણ આપવા જાઓ ત્યારે તમારે ચૂઝી બનવું પડશે એક્ઝામ આપતી વખતે કે આ ક્વેશ્ચન આવડે છે તો એટેમ્પ્ટ ઇટ, નથી ખબર પડતી ડ્રોપ ઇટ, એન્ડ યુ હેવ ટુ પ્રોસીડ ઇન ધેટ વે. કોઈ પણ એક સમ ઉપર કેલ્ક્યુલેશન્સ કરે જ રાખશો તો ઠેકાણું નહીં પડે, અને ગપ્પા મારશો તો પણ ઠેકાણું નહીં પડે. બિકોઝ દેર ઇઝ અ નેગેટિવ સિસ્ટમ. ગુડ સેટ તમે હમણાં જ આપી એવી તમને ખ્યાલ છે, આમાં -1 થાય છે. એટલે ઇફ યુ આર શ્યોર અબાઉટ ધ એક્ઝામ્પલ then and then you have to attempt it, otherwise not. અને થર્ડ, you have to refer my lecture. અત્યારે જે લેક્ચર અત્યારે તમને જે 1 કે 2 લેક્ચર મોકલો છો એ રિવાઇઝ કરી દેજો. એ રિવિઝનની અંદર હું એવો પ્રયત્ન કરું છું કે બને એટલી બધી જ સમરી તમને સમજાવતો છું, પોસિબલ એટલું કરું છું. બાકીની વાતો તમને ક્લાસવર્કમાં પણ મળી જશે અને પ્રીવિયસ યરના પેપર્સ રિફર કરશો એમાં પણ મળશે. અને એબવ એન્ડ ઓલ ધીસ રિમેમ્બર વન પાર્ટ, તમારી જે એનસીઈઆરટીની ટેક્સ્ટબુક છે એમાં આપણે ડેરિવેટિવથી શરૂ કરીને ડેરિવેટિવ 2 પ્રોબેબિલિટી એટલે ચેપ્ટર નંબર 5 to 13 આપણી 12th ની ટેક્સ્ટબુકમાં એમાં ડેરિવેટિવ, એપ્લિકેશન ઓફ ડેરિવેટિવ, ઇન્ટિગ્રેશન, એરિયા અંડર ધ કર્વ, ડિફરન્શિયલ ઇક્વેશન, then we start with the linear programming, then probability અને વેક્ટર્સ 10 અને 11 વેક્ટર્સ. આ બધા જ ટોપિક્સમાં 12th ના જે ટોપિક્સ છે એ ટોપિક્સની બહાર કશું જ JEE માં આવતું નથી. JEE માં એની બહારનો કોઈ પણ ટોપિક નથી જે તમારે યુ હેવ ટુ એક્ઝેક્ટલી ફોલો ધ ટેક્સ્ટબુક એન્ડ યુ હેવ ટુ રિફર ઓલ ધ સમરી ઓફ ધોઝ ચેપ્ટર્સ. સમરી તમારે યાદ રાખવી પડે. JEE ની અંદર એક્ઝામ્પલ્સ એક સ્ટેપ ઉપર હોય છે, એટલે યુ હેવ ટુ રિફર ધ સમરી, એપ્લાય ધીસ એન્ડ ધેન યુ આર ઇન એબલ ટુ એક્ઝામ્પલ, you are unable to attempt the example. એટલે આ બધા જ ચેપ્ટર્સ પ્રોપરલી કરશો તો તમને પ્રોબ્લેમ નહીં થાય. અને ખાસ કરીને વેક્ટર્સ, તો વેક્ટર્સના 3 to 4 સમ્સ હોય છે. તો 3 to 4 સમ્સમાં વેક્ટર્સ અને 3 ડાયમેન્શનલ જ્યોમેટ્રી એમાં આપણે જે ભણાવીએ છીએ એ બહારનું કંઈ જ ના આવે, પ્રોબેબિલિટીમાં કંઈ જ ના આવે. ઇન્ટિગ્રેશન તમારે ટેકનિક તમારે યાદ કરવી પડે. એમાં ગમે તેટલો સમ અઘરો પણ પૂછી શકાય અને ગમે તેટલો ઇઝી પણ પૂછી શકાય. એટલે એમાં તમારે આપણે બધી ટેકનિક રિફર કરવાની છે. રિમેમ્બર ધીસ પાર્ટ. અને આ ટેક્સ્ટબુક રિફર કરશો તો તમારા 10 to 12 સમ્સ JEE ની અંદર ક્લિયર થઈ જશે, કારણ કે એમાં આની બહારના આપણા ટોપિક્સની બહારનું કશું આવતું નથી. ક્લિયર ધીસ. એન્ડ હિયર વી સ્ટાર્ટ વિથ ધ સમરી ઓફ 11th સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ. 11th સ્ટાન્ડર્ડની અંદર આપણે સ્ટાર્ટ કરીએ છીએ. 11th સ્ટાન્ડર્ડમાં મેઇન ટોપિક છે બાયનોમિયલ થિયરમ, કોમ્પ્લેક્સ નંબર, ટ્રીગો, લોજિક એટલે મેથેમેટિકલ રીઝનિંગ. આ બધા ટોપિક્સમાંથી એક એક બે સમ આવે છે. આ બધા ટોપિક્સ તમારે યાદ કરવા પડે અને હું અહીંયા રિફર કરાવું છું. નાઉ વી સ્ટાર્ટ વિથ ધ સબ્જેક્ટ. નાઉ we start with binomial theorem. In binomial theorem, for JEE, NCR is denoted by CR. You have to remember this. NCR is denoted by CR. You know the expansion of a plus b whole raised to n. You know the expansion of 1 plus x whole raised to n, that you know very well, and you can refer that. And also remember one part. We know that C0 plus C1 plus C2 up to Cn, this value is always 2 raised to n. Second, C0 plus C2 plus C4 and so on, C1 plus C3 plus C5 and so on, it is 2 raised to n minus 1. In NCR, only even number of terms or only odd number of terms, then your answer is 2 raised to n minus 1. Third one, C0 square plus C1 square plus C2 square up to Cn square, it is 2n Cn. In other words, it is 2n factorial, 2n minus n, n factorial and n factorial. NCR is n factorial upon n minus r factorial into r factorial. In other words, it is also write it as a 2n factorial upon n factorial whole square. JEE માં આ ટાઈપનો એક ક્વેશ્ચન પૂછાઈ ગયો. 50c1 square plus 50c2 square up to 50c50 square. Find out the value of this. Here we have to start in this way. Add and subtract. Add and subtract 50c0 square. Now, according to the result, c0 square to cn square, it is 2n cn, and here n is a 50. Therefore, your answer is 100 c50, and 50 c0 is 1. 1 no square is 1, and therefore your answer is 100 c50 minus 1. Your answer is this. આ ક્વેશ્ચન JEE માં પૂછાઈ ગયો. Next one, fourth, C0 into C1 plus C1 into C2 up to Cn minus 1 into Cn, it is 2n Cn minus 1. Its value is 2n Cn minus 1. 2n Cn minus 1, it is 2n factorial, 2n minus n, એટલે n plus 1 factorial into n minus 1 factorial. You have to remember this. Fifth property, it is 2 raised to n into 1 into 3 into 5 till 2n minus 1. Value of 2, it is 2 raised to n into 1 into 3 into 5 up to 2n minus 1. એટલે for example, suppose 100 factorial is there, then 100 factorial write it as a 2n as a 100, so n as a 50, so its value can be write it as a 2 raised to 50 135 till 49. Instead of 100 write this, instead of this we can write this. You can understand this. Now also remember one part, 1 into 1 factorial plus 2 into 2 factorial plus 3 into 3 factorial up to n into n factorial. Write it as a n plus 1 factorial minus 1. 1 into 1 factorial plus 2 into 2 factorial plus 3 into 3 factorial up to n into n factorial. Write it as a n plus 1 factorial minus 1. N plus 1 factorial minus 1. Now, if the question is that in the value of 100 factorial, how many zeros are there? 100 factorial ની જે values બને એના end માં કેટલા zeros આવે? If the question is that, so here we have to start in this way. How to find out the number of zeros? એનો એક illustration old textbook માં હતો. હું એક સીધી method જ બતાવું છું. You have to start in this way. In 1 to 100 natural number, how many numbers divisible by 5? How many numbers divisible by 5? So 20. In 1 to 100, how many numbers divisible by 5? So 20. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 and so on. Then we have to find out how many numbers divisible by 5 square. 5 square એટલે 25. આપણે 5 square, 5 cube, 5 raised to 4 એ જ ઓર્ડરમાં જવાનું. How many numbers divisible by 5 square એટલે 25. 1 to 100 માં 25 ના divisible કેટલા? તો 4. 5 cube not possible because 5 cube is 125. It is greater than 100. And therefore number of zeros in the value of 100 factorial is 24. Number of zeros in 100 factorial at the value of at the end of the value of the 100 factorial, how many zeros are there? 24. Always you have to follow this method. Always you have to follow this method to find out number of zeros. Now, if the question is that 2 raised to 403, if it is divisible by 15, if it is divisible by 15, then what is the remainder? Question is this. 2 raised to 403 divisible by 15, then what is the remainder? So here we start in this way. 2 raised to 403, let 2 cube into 2 raised to 400. 2 cube is 8. 2 raised to 4 raised to 100. It is 8. 16 raised to 100. It is write it as 8. 1 plus 15 raised to 100. 16 write it as 1 plus 15 raised to 100. Now apply the form of 1 plus x whole raised to n. Apply the form of 1 plus x whole raised to n. So 8. 100c0 plus 100c1 into 15 and so on. Now all these terms are divisible by 15 and therefore remaining term is only 8 into 100c0. 100c0 is 1 and therefore remainder is 8. 8 into 1. Remaining all terms divisible by 15. Therefore remainder is only this portion, 8 into 100c0, and therefore your remainder is 8. When 2 raised to 403 divisible by 15, remainder is 8. Now we start with the complex number. Z is equal to x plus iy, its polar form, it is r cos theta plus r sin theta, where r is root x square plus y square, it is also called it as a mod z, and cos theta is x upon r, sin theta is y upon r, and this theta is called argument of z or amplitude of z, and this theta always lies between minus pi to pi. This theta always lies between minus pi to pi. Now it is also written as a r into e raised to I theta. It is also written as a r into e raised to I theta. All the three things are same. Now also remember one part. For the complex number, De Moivre's theorem is most useful for the example, and it is this: cos theta plus I sin theta whole raised to n. It is cos n theta plus I sin n theta, where n belongs to n. N belongs to n. This is the statement of De Moivre's theorem. Cos theta plus I sin theta whole raised to n, it is cos n theta plus I sin n theta. આનો યુઝ કઈ રીતે થાય? If the question is that root 3 minus I raised to 100, it is a plus ib, then question is that find out the value of a and b. Then question is that find out the value of a and b. Here we start in this way: multiply and divide with 2. Root 3 by 2 minus I by 2 raised to 100. Multiply and divide with 2 raised to 100, in other words. Now 2 raised to 100, cos theta is root 3 by 2 and sin theta is minus 1 by 2. Therefore theta lies in fourth quadrant. Therefore cos minus pi by 6 plus I sin minus pi by 6 raised to 100, converting the polar form. And now here we can use De Moivre's theorem. It is 2 raised to 100 cos minus 100 pi by 6 plus I sin minus 100 pi by 6 is 2 raised to 100 cos minus 50 pi by 3 plus I sin minus 50 pi by 3, 2 raised to 100 cos 50 pi by 3 minus I sin 50 pi by 3. Cos is even function, sin is odd function. Now 50 pi by 3, write it as a 51 pi by 3 minus pi by 3, it is 17 pi minus pi by 3. 17 pi minus એટલે second quadrant. Second quadrant માં cos negative એટલે minus 1 by 2 અને sin positive, sin is root 3 by 2 એટલે minus I into root 3 by 2. It is minus 2 raised to 99 minus I 2 raised to 99 root 3. And now compare with A and B. And therefore we can say A as a minus 2 raised to 99 and B as a minus 2 raised to 99 root 3. આ ટાઈપનો ક્વેશ્ચન JEE માં પૂછાય છે. Remember this part using De Moivre's theorem. Now the next one, most useful topic in complex number. It is the cube root of unity. We know that cube root of any number, there are 3 cube roots. Any number have 3 cube roots. Here we know that cube root of 1 is 1, but we have to find out the remaining two, and we know that they are the complex number, and they are, one is 1 omega and omega square, where omega is minus 1 plus root 3i upon 2 and omega square is minus 1 minus root 3i upon 2. This is the value of omega and omega square. તમે આને પણ ઓમેગા લઈ શકો તો આ ઓમેગા સ્ક્વેર થશે, કોઈ પણ ચાલે. Now properties for the cube root of unity, it is this: 1 plus omega square always 0 થાય. Second, omega cube એટલે always 1 થાય, naturally cube કરો એટલે 1 થઈ જાય. Omega cube is always 1, and on the basis of this, omega cube is 1, then omega raised to 6 is 1, omega raised to 9 is 1. In short, omega raised to 3n always 1 થાય. We have to remember this part. And also we have to remember this: 1 plus omega raised to n, omega raised to 2n is 3 if n is multiple of 3. 1 plus omega raised to n plus omega raised to 2n is 3 if n is multiple of 3, and 1 plus omega raised to n, omega raised to 2n is 0 if n is not multiple of 3. P belongs to n in both the cases. 1 plus omega raised to n plus omega raised to 2n is always 3, કારણ કે આ 3 નો મલ્ટીપલ હોય તો 1 જ થાય ને. 1 plus 1 plus 1 એટલે 3, and if it is not multiple of 3, then you get like this: 1 plus omega square, then your answer is always 0. Here also you have to remember these 4 results. 1 plus I whole square, its value is always 2i. डायरेक्ट એનો યુઝ કરી દેવાનો, every time simplify કરવાની જરૂર નથી. 1 minus I whole square is minus 2i, and also we know that I is square root of minus 1, therefore I square is minus 1, therefore I cube, I square is minus 1, therefore I cube is minus I, and I raised to 4 is 1. I raised to 4 is 1. And if you proceed in this way, let's suppose we want to find out I raised to 5. So I raised to 5, I raised to 4 into I raised to 4 is 1, therefore I raised to 6 on the same way minus 1, I raised to 7 minus I, and I raised to 8 is 1, and so on. And here you are able to find out the value of I raised to n for any n belongs to n. For any n belongs to n, you can find it. Clear? You have to remember all these results. Okay? And in last one, if Z1, Z2 and Z3, Z1, Z2, Z3 are vertices of equilateral triangle, then z1 square plus z2 square plus z3 square is equal to z1 z2 plus z2 z3 and plus z3 z1. You have to remember this. If z1 z2 z3 are vertices of an equilateral triangle, then z1 square plus z2 square plus z3 square is z1 z2 plus z2 z3 plus z3 z1. Is it clear? We start with the examples of the complex number. First one, if alpha and beta are the roots of x square plus 2x plus 2 equal to 0, then question is that find out the value of alpha raised to 15 plus beta raised to 15. Find out the value of this. Here we start in this way. This is x plus 1 whole square plus 1 equal to 0. X square plus 2x plus 1 plus 1. Therefore, x plus 1 whole square is equal to minus 1. Minus 1, it is I square. Therefore, x plus 1, it is plus minus I, take the square root, and therefore x is equal to 1 plus minus I. 1 plus minus I. Now, we want to find out one root is 1 plus I and another root is 1 minus I. Now, we want to find out the value of alpha raised to 15 plus beta raised to 15. It is 1 plus I whole raised to 15 plus 1 minus I whole raised to 15. It is 1 plus I whole raised to 14 into 1 plus I, 1 minus I whole raised to 14 into 1 minus I. We know that 1 plus I whole square, that is 2I. Let 2I raised to 7 into 1 plus I. This is minus 2I raised to 7, 1 minus I. 2 raised to 7, 128. 128 I raised to 7 plus 128 I raised to 8 minus 128 I raised to 7 and plus minus minus plus 128 I raised to 8. I raised to 7, I raised to 7 remove, I raised to 8 is 1, and therefore your answer is 128 plus 128. Your answer is 256. 256. Next. Second, if z0 is the root of x square plus x plus 1 equal to 0, x square plus x plus 1 equal to 0, and it is given that here you can understand that z0 is nothing but cube root of unity. A cube root of unity na roots है, એટલે z0 is either omega or omega square. Remember this part. You have to remember that. Now here we want to find out the value of z is equal to 3 plus 6i into z0 raised to 81 minus 3i into z0 raised to 93, and then question is that find out argument of z. Then question is that find out the argument of z. Here this is 3 plus 6i, 1 does z0 raised to 81 1 does because of omega raised to 81, omega raised to 93 એ પણ 1 થશે, minus 3i into 1, it is 3 plus 3i. We want to find out argument of z. એટલે cos theta is x upon r, sin theta is y upon r. So here r is 3 root 2. આમ તો ઓરલી થાય તો તમને સમજણ માટે બતાવું છું. Cos theta is x upon r. Sin theta is also y upon r. They both are 1 upon root 2. And therefore, your answer is pi by 4. Your answer is pi by 4. Argument of z is pi by 4. Now, third, find out the value of I raised to I. I raised to I. Here, I એ actually 0 1 છે order pair માં, and therefore its argument is pi by 2. Unit circle ઉપર b ઉપર આવે, and according to e raised to I theta, it is write it as a e raised to I pi by 2. I can be write it as a e raised to I pi by 2. Most important part. Now, we want to find out the value of I raised to I. This is e raised to I pi by 2 into I. I can be write it as e raised to I pi by 2. Therefore, e raised to I square pi by 2. But I square is minus 1. And therefore, e raised to minus pi by 2. According to option, answer is e raised to minus pi by 2. According to option. Now, we start with the logic, or in other words, mathematical reasoning. First one, if two statements are given, P and Q, these two statements have 4 possibility for the truth value. Here both statement can be true, one true, one false, false true, and a false false. Right? These are the possibility for the two statement. બંને સ્ટેટમેન્ટમાં બંને ટ્રુ હોઈ શકે, ટ્રુ ફોલ્સ હોઈ શકે, ફોલ્સ ટ્રુ હોય અને ફોલ્સ ફોલ્સ હોય. Now, if we want to find out the truth value of P disjunction Q, P conjunction Q. Disjunction Q એટલે or. This compare with or, and this compare with and. Here truth value of P or Q is true if any one of them is true. Any one of them is true. And for P and Q, if both are true, then and then it becomes true. Otherwise not. Also remember one part. If P is true, then negation of P is false. And P is false, then negation of P is true. And also remember one part. From this, also we are able to apply. Also we are able to say De Morgan's law. Negation of P or Q, it is negation of P and negation of Q. Negation of P and Q, it is negation of P or negation of Q. And third, negation of P, it is always P. મેથેમેટિકલ રિઝનિંગનો મોસ્ટ પ્રોબેબલી એક સમ આવે છે, એ સમ તમે ટ્રુથ ટેબલથી મોસ્ટ પ્રોબેબલી તમે સોલ્વ કરી શકશો. મેં જે કીધું એ બધા પેપર્સ તમે રિવાઇઝ કરશો ને, then you are enabled to understand this. Now, also remember one part. P implies Q. Give the truth table for P implies Q. So here P, Q, P implies Q, and P double implies Q. P implies Q એટલે if P then Q. અને here if and only if. આ સ્ટેટમેન્ટ બંને બાજુ બોલી શકાય. And our statement P is given, then we can say, think about Q. Now, give the truth table for this. This is TT, TF, FT, FF. P implies Q. If both are true, then it is true. If TF is there, then F. FT is there, then D, and FF then D. If TF is there, then and then P implies Q is false. Then and then P implies Q is false. Double implies ma? If both are true, then it is true, and both are false, then it is true. If TF is there, then F, and FT is there, then F. You have to remember this. Now, P implies Q. It is also called it as a negation of Q, implies negation of P, and it is also called it as a negation of P or Q. આ ત્રણે ત્રણના ટ્રુથ ટેબલ સેમ થાય. ત્રણે ત્રણના ટ્રુથ ટેબલ સેમ થાય. Here P implies Q. This is called the simple method. Negation of Q implies negation of P. This is called the contrapositive method. This is called the contrapositive method. Like simple example. If the triangle is equilateral, then we can say that all the sides are equal. All the sides are equal. Now in reverse way, if all the sides of the triangle are not equal, then that triangle is not equilateral. In a reverse it is called the contrapositive method. And third one, here negation of P or Q. In other words, this method is used for method of contradiction. એના પાર્ટમાં એનો યુઝ થાય છે, પણ એ કોઈ ડિસ્કશનની અત્યારે આપણે જરૂર નથી. Just you have to remember this. P implies Q, it is negation of Q implies negation of P or negation of P or Q. You can say this. You have to remember the truth table for this. You have to remember the truth table for this. Now, in coordinate, if triangle ABC is given, A x1 y1, B x2 y2, and C x3 y3 are the vertices of the triangle, and if the question is that find out centroid, circumcenter, orthocenter, and incenter of the triangle. So here, first one, centroid, G, x1 plus x2 plus x3 y3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. This is the formula to find out centroid. Centroid means what? Concurrence point of the medians. Concurrence point of the medians. Second, circumcenter. To find out circumcenter, we have to use this concept. PA equal to PB equal to PC. Circumcenter means what? If we draw a circle which pass through all the three vertices of the triangle, that circle is called circumcircle and its center is called circumcenter. But how to find out circumcenter? Circumcenter, this is the circumradius. PA square equal to PB square equal to PC square. And using two equations, then you are able to find out circumcenter. There is no any particular formula for circumcenter. Third, circumcenter is denoted by P, centroid is denoted by G. Orthocenter, it is denoted by H. Orthocenter means what? Concurrence point of the altitudes. But there is no any particular formula for orthocenter also. Here, orthocenter, how to find out orthocenter? AL is the altitude, BM is another altitude. Find out the equation of AL and BM. સ્ટ્રેટ લાઇનનો યુઝ કરીને તમે લઈ શકો સ્લોપના કોન્સેપ્ટથી, because slope of BC and slope of AL is -1, product is -1. Slope of BM into slope of AC is -1, and then you are able to find out the equation to AL and equation to BM, and solving those two equations you are able to find out orthocenter. And fourth one is the in center. In center is denoted by I, and in center means what? Concurrence point of the angle bisectors, or in other words, center of the in circle of the triangle. Center of the in circle of the triangle. In circle of the triangle, and it is AX1 plus BX2 plus CX3 upon A plus B plus C, AY1 plus BY2 plus CY3 upon A plus B plus C, where A means length of BC, B means length of AC, and C means length of AB. ત્રણે ત્રણ લેન્થ તમારે પહેલા શોધવી પડે, and then you are able to find out in center of the triangle. And also remember one part here. In any triangle, not equilateral, P, G and H, these three centers are always collinear. If the triangle is not equilateral, then circumcenter, centroid and orthocenter, they are always collinear in the triangle. And here G always divides PH in the ratio 1:2 from P. G always divides PH in the ratio 1:2 from P. આ ત્રણમાંથી કોઈ પણ બે સેન્ટર તમારી પાસે હોય, then you are able to find out the third one. Remember this part. And for equilateral triangle, we know that P equal to G equal to H equal to I. Equilateral માં ચારે ચાર center same હોય, because all the three sides are equal. Therefore medians equal to altitudes equal to angle bisector is equal to perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular bisector કોના માટે? Concurrence point of the perpendicular bisector. It is also give the circumcenter. Circumcenter માટે બે concept use થાય, એક PA equal to PB equal to PC, and second one is the concurrence point of the perpendicular bisectors. Clear? And for equilateral triangle, P equal to G equal to H equal to I. And also remember one part. For equilateral triangle, area of the equilateral triangle is √3/4 E square or P square upon √3. બંનેમાંથી કોઈ પણ ફોર્મ્યુલા ચાલે, where A is the ABC equilateral, all the three sides are equal, small a, or P is the length of the altitude, P square upon √3. It is √3/4 A square or P square upon √3. And for equilateral triangle you have to remember this formula. And in general, area of the triangle, you know that it is half mod D, where D is equal to x1 y1 1, x2 y2 1, x3 y3 1. Is it clear? Now also you know that if A is x1 y1, B is x2 y2, and if P divides AB in the ratio lambda is to 1 from A, then coordinates of P, if we want to find out the coordinates of P, then it is lambda x2 plus x1 upon lambda plus 1, lambda y2 plus y1 upon lambda plus 1, lambda not equal to minus 1, lambda not equal to minus 1. Now, in this case, if lambda is positive, then point P always lies between A and B. P divides AB internally. And if lambda lies between minus 1 to 0, then P is always on the left hand side of AB. And if lambda is less than minus 1, then P is on the right side of AB. P is on the right side of AB. But for all the three conditions, if we want to find out the coordinates of P, then always we have to use this formula. And remember one part, if P divides AB in the ratio lambda is to 1 from A, and if point Q divides AB in the ratio minus lambda is to 1 from A, if P divides AB in the ratio lambda is to 1 from A and Q divides AB in the ratio minus lambda is to 1 from A, then P and Q are called harmonic conjugate of each other. Remember this part. If P divides AB in the ratio lambda is to 1 from A and Q divides AB in the ratio minus lambda is to 1 from A, then P and Q are called harmonic conjugate of each other. એટલે ઇન સિમ્પલ એક્ઝામ્પલ એક વખત JEE માં પૂછાઈ ગયેલો છે કે P is the find out the harmonic conjugate of point P. Point P is given. Then using point P, first you have to find out lambda. Lambda, suppose you get 2/3 for example. Then to find out the coordinates of Q, you have to start with minus 2/3. Minus 2 is to 3. We want to find out harmonic conjugate of P. Therefore, coordinates of Q. How to find out coordinates of Q? Minus 2 is to 3. And then we are able to find out harmonic conjugate. Clear this? Now, आगे जाइए. For circle x square plus y square is equal to a square. For parabola, y square is equal to 4ax. For ellipse, its standard equation is x square upon a square plus y square upon v square equal to 1. And for hyperbola, its standard equation is x square upon a square minus y square upon v square equal to 1. Its standard equation is this. Question is this: for which condition y equal to mx plus c is to be a tangent for this curve? For which condition y equal to mx plus c is to be a tangent for this curve? So for circle, the condition is c square is equal to a square into m square plus 1. If this condition satisfied, then this line is to be a tangent for this curve. This line is to be a tangent for this curve. For parabola, the condition is c equal to a upon m. For parabola, if c equal to a upon m, then this line is to be a tangent for this parabola. C ની વેલ્યુ a એટલે અહીંયાથી લાવવાનો અને m slope is here. If C is a upon m, then this line is to be a tangent for the parabola y square equal to 4ax. અને આ ટોપિક ઉપરનો એક MCQ એપ્લિકેશન ઓફ ડેરિવેટિવમાં પણ છે, એમાં સીધું આ ફોર્મેટ આપણે યુઝ કરીએ છીએ, તો સીધી C ની વેલ્યુ આવી જાય છે. Remember this part. Now here c square is equal to a square m square plus b square. If c square is equal to a square m square plus b square, then this line is to be a tangent for the ellipse. And if c square is equal to a square m square minus b square, then this line is to be a tangent for the hyperbola. Now also remember one part. Equation of common tangent for y square is equal to 4ax and x square equal to 4by is a raised to 1 by 3x plus b raised to 1 by 3y plus ab whole raised to 2 by 3 equal to 0. You have to remember this formula for the common tangent of y square is equal to 4ax and x square equal to 4by. Y square is equal to 4ax, it is like this, and x square equal to 4by, it is like this. This is y o x, this is y square is equal to 4ax, this is x square equal to 4by. Its common tangent is this. This is the common tangent for both of these parabola, and its equation of this line is a raised to 1 by 3x plus b raised to 1 by 3y plus ab whole raised to 2 by 3 equal to 0. In MCQ JEE માં એક વખત પૂછાઈ ગયેલો છે, ડાયરેક્ટલી તમે a અને b વેલ્યુ મૂકીને સીધો જ આન્સર લઈ દેવાનો. એકચ્યુઅલી સમ ગણવા જઈએ તો 4 થી 5 મિનિટ થાય છે, એનાથી બી વધારે થાય છે, બટ ડાયરેક્ટલી હિયર વી હેવ ટુ એપ્લાય ધ ફોર્મ્યુલા. અહીંયાથી a લાવવાનો, અહીંયાથી b લાવવાનો, and then substitute in the value in the equation. You have to remember this equation, then you get the equation of common tangent for both of these parabola. Clear this? Now we start with the statistics. If x1, x2, x3 and xn, n observations are given, if its mean is x bar, standard deviation is s, and variance is s square, we know that mean it is sigma xi upon n, standard deviation it is root sigma xi square upon n minus sigma xi upon n whole square. This is s. Square करिए એટલે variance. Now here, if each observation is multiplied with a, then ax1, ax2, ax3 up to axn are the new observations, and its mean is ax bar, new mean is ax bar. New standard deviation, it is mod a into s. Standard deviation never negative, and therefore here when we multiply with a, value of a may be negative, may be positive. Therefore new standard deviation is mod a into s, and new variance it is a square into s square, it is a square into s square. Now if we add b to all observations, then ax1 plus b, ax2 plus b, ax3 plus b and axn plus b, then in this case new mean is ax bar plus b, new mean is ax bar plus b, new standard deviation is mod a into s, and a new variance it is a square into s square. Here if we add some number in all the observations, then there is no any effect on standard deviation and variance. Remember this part. And also you have to remember this result for 1 to n natural number. 1 to n natural number, its mean it is sigma xi upon n. Sigma xi, you know that it is n by 2 n plus 1 upon n, and therefore its mean is always n plus 1 upon 2. For 1 to n natural number, its mean is n plus 1 upon 2. And remember one part, standard deviation for 1 to n natural number, it is root n square minus 1 upon 12. Root n square minus 1 upon 12. Direct you have to remember this formula. And standard variance for 1 to n natural number, it is n square minus 1 upon 12. Variance for 1 to n natural number, it is n square minus 1 upon 12. You have to remember this formula. Now, on the basis of this, one question is that we start with example. For 2, 4, 6, 8 up to 100, question is that find variance. JEE માં પૂછાઈ ગયેલો question. Actual question is that find out the variance for first 50 even natural number. Find out variance for first 50 even natural number. If we want to find out variance, then actually we have to use this formula. And square કરી દો એટલે આવી જાય. But actually there is a shortcut. We start in this way. Take natural number 1 to 50. We know that variance for 1 to n natural number, variance it is n square minus 1 upon 12. Here n is a 50. 50 એટલે 50 square. 2500 minus 1 upon 12. 2499 upon 12. 833 and by 4. 833 by 4. This is the variance for 1 to 50 natural number, right? Now we start in this way. Multiply 2 with all these natural number to all the observations. 2, 4, 6 up to 100. And we know that if we multiply with a, then new variance is a square s square. New variance is, and therefore new variance it is a square s square. A has a 2 એટલે 4 and s square 833 by 4, and therefore your answer is 833. Your answer is 833, and this is the variance for 2, 4, 6, 8 up to 100. That is directly shortcut, and you have to remember this format. Is it clear? Now we start with the examples based on sequence and series. Example: if Sk is denoted by 1 plus 2 plus 3, define as 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to k upon k, and if s1 square plus s2 square plus up to s10 square is equal to 5 upon 12 a, then question is that what is the value of a? Question is that what is the value of a? Here sk numerator is k by 2 k plus 1, that you know. Addition of 1 to k, એટલે k by 2 k plus 1 upon k, cancel, it is k plus 1 upon 2. Sk is k plus 1 upon 2. Now therefore s1 square એટલે 1 plus 1 એટલે 2, 2 નો સ્ક્વેર by 4, s2 is 2 plus 1 નો સ્ક્વેર છે એટલે 3 સ્ક્વેર by 4 અને s10 સ્ક્વેર એટલે 10 plus 1 એટલે 11 સ્ક્વેર by 4 is equal to 5 upon 12a. Therefore 2 square plus 3 square up to 11 square, 4 ने क्रॉस करी दઈએ એટલે 4 3 सा થઈ જાય 5 by 3a. Now 2 square to 11 square, it is write it as a 1 square plus 2 square up to 11 square minus 1 square is equal to 5 by 3a, is equal to 5 by 3a. Now we know that addition of 1 square to n square, it is n by 6, n plus 1 to n plus 1, n by 6, n is 11, n by 6, n plus 1 to n plus 1 minus 1 is equal to 5 by 3a. 6 2s are 11 into 2 22, 22 into 23, 22 into 23 23 46 4 અને 46 ને 4 50. The 506 minus 1 એટલે 505, it is 5 by 3a, and therefore finally value of a 5 into 101 into 3, the value of a is 303, which we want to find. Now second question is that find out the sum of all 2 digit number, sum of all 2 digit number when it is divided by 7, then remainder is 2 or 5. Remainder is 2 or 5. બંને સમ JEE માં પૂછાયેલા છે. સિમ્પલ સમ છે, થોડુંક લોજિક લડાવો એટલે સમ થઈ જાય. Sum of all 2 digit number, 2 digit start from 10 to 99, right? From this 2 digit number we have to find out those numbers when it is divisible by 7, remainder is 2 or 5, 2 or 5. તો પહેલા 2 થી વાત કરીએ. remainder 2 ક્યારે આવે? 7 2s are 14 અને 16, એ પહેલો 16 આવે remainder 2 માં, 16, then second is 23, third is 30, when divided by 7 remainder is 2, up to last one. The last number is 14 7s are 98 plus 2 એટલે 100 થઈ જાય, 3 digit એટલે ના ચાલે. 13 7s are 91 and 93. All these are the number of 2 digits when divided by 7, remainder is 2. Similarly for 5, 5 ની અંદર 7 1s are 7 અને plus 5 એટલે 12. 12 is the first 2 digit number when divided by 7, remainder is 5. 12, 19, then 26, and so on. And the last one is 13 7s are 91, then 96, 96. All numbers, all these numbers are when divided by 7, remainder is 5. We want to find out the sum of these two. Here both of these are the arithmetic progression. Here first term is 16, last term is 93, and n. How many terms here? How many terms here? So here start with 7 to the 16. 16 total 13. 13 માંથી 1 એટલે 12 થશે. એટલે L is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D for the first sequence. L is 93, A is 16 plus n minus 1, difference is 7. 93 minus 16, 77. N minus 1 is 7, therefore n is 12. And for the second one, A is 12, L is 96. So here 96 is equal to, it is 12 plus n minus 1 into D. This is 84. N minus 1 is 7. This is 12. Therefore n is 13. For the first sequence n has a 12, and for the second sequence n has a 13. And now we have to use the formula for the sum of arithmetic progression n by 2 a plus l. Sum of arithmetic progression n by 2 a plus l. For the first one, 12 by 2, 16 plus 93 plus 13 by 2, 12 plus 96. This is 6 and this is 109. This is 13 into 54. This is 654 plus 13 5 is 650 and 702, and the final answer is 1356. This is your final answer. થોડુંક લેન્ધી પડે પણ આ સમ તમે કરી શકો. ક્લિયર? JEE ની અંદર મોસ્ટ પ્રોબેબલી 2-4 सम्स એવા આવે કે જે આપણે વિચારી ના શકીએ ઓન ધ સ્પોટ. એટલે એ ટાઈમ તમારી પાસે બચવાનો જ છે અને એ ટાઈમને તમારે અહીંયા ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુટ કરવાનો. આ તમારે એને ટ્રાન્સફર કરવાનો. આમાં કદાચ થોડોક ટાઈમ વધારે જાય બટ યુ આર ઇનેબલ ટુ ડુ ઇટ. એટલે 4 માર્ક્સ ફિક્સમાં આવે તો 4 માર્ક્સ આવી જ જાય. આ સમમાં પણ એવું છે, થોડુંક વિચારો, થોડુંક લેન્ધી પડે છે ગણવામાં પણ સમ થઈ જાય છે. અને તમારા આપણા જે ક્રાઇટેરિયાના યુઝ કરો એટલે તરત સમ થઈ જાય છે. લાંબુ લોજિક ચલાવવાનું નથી આવતું. બરાબર? JEE માં કેલ્ક્યુલેટર વેલિડ નથી એટલે આ બધા કેલ્ક્યુલેશન્સ તમારે ઓરલી જાતે કરવા પડે. એટલે એ ધ્યાનમાં રાખવાનું. ક્લિયર ધીસ?